ain't gonna lie, I be coming out here a lot. Well, I've been coming out here probably since the last week, I think. And I'll come out here, I'll just make a fruit bowl or kale wrap, and I'll just come out here, eat that, just watching it thinking. I really wasn't even supposed to make this video, to be honest. It's just from this morning when I had a devotion, I was spending time with God. It low-key kind of like, it made me mad a little bit. Y'all gonna see what I'm saying. When I make this video, it's not even just for y'all, like I'm just you know what I'm saying, I'm at the top, I already know everything or this and that. I'm still walking through life trying to learn myself, to be honest. So when I be speaking on videos like this, it's more so to help people who went through the same thing as me or going through something right now. And when I be speaking, I be noticing that I'll rewatch the video or I edit the video, I'm like, that mug is talking to me too. You know what I mean? Like it ain't just, I'm just speaking to y'all and, oh, y'all need this, y'all need help. Nah, I'm still trying to learn life myself. And God really helping me with that. I still mess up, struggle sometimes. Like everybody go through it. Now what I'm starting to learn, like I said, like what made me mad this morning is like I done wasted, I'm gonna say me, you know what I'm saying? I done wasted a lot of my life worrying about stuff we can't control at all. And I know it seems cliche. I know y'all probably done seen memes or quotes on that on Instagram, but when I be saying that, it's like coming from me, I feel like that was the main thing. Like growing up, I'm just give y'all a quick backstory. Like as y'all know, my parents passed away in 2019. Before they passed away, like growing up wise, we was just constantly in and out the hospital. Like before this, it was more so like I wouldn't even be, you know, when you a kid, you're not really worrying about nothing. You're not really worrying about what if, like you just always in the sense of everything gonna be all right, or you just like, yeah, what I'm gonna eat next? I'm finna have some pizza next, or like, you know what I mean? We're not really worrying about too much stuff. And that, I mean, everybody got different childhoods, but I'm just telling y'all, like, so growing up, it was more so like in and out the hospital. Like you know what I'm saying? It went from peaceful to, I mean, like I'm coming back home from school, my dad's constantly, you know what I'm saying, throwing up. My mom's in there helping him out. My mom's sleeping at the hospital, and me and my brother gotta sleep at one of our friends' house because my mom's trying to take care of my dad. So we really didn't have like we really didn't have family time that everybody else had, in the sense of like we didn't really have dinners like that. We didn't really have, you know what I mean? We were just, I feel like we was more so split apart, not because we wanted to, like we still loved each other. We weren't in the sense of arguing and stuff, but it was more so the hospital was breaking up our family. Like gradually growing up, I started to have like I guess a worry health conscience. Like, yo, would that ever happen to me? Like, what if this happened? Like, what if my dad passed away next morning? What if he don't make it this time? And it was just a constant like sense of worrying, just because like when I would go, I'll be seeing things that it would just hurt me. Like, why is my parents going through this and everybody else is, you know what I mean? Like they seem like they doing, now I'm not saying everybody else, you know what I mean, have just a smooth backstory. Like, I know everybody got their own story, but I guess when I was a kid, I'm like, yo, everybody else seemed like they having Thanksgiving, they having this, they having that, and why are we going through this? Like, I have the nicest parents. Like my parents wouldn't hurt a fly. My parents were, you know what I mean? So that's how I was thinking. I was always having that, I guess, health conscience. It was just from things that we done, like me and my brother seen. Like it wasn't just being in and out the hospital. It was more so like I would go to the hospital and I'll see my dad. We check on him. And this is a true story, same day, I guess my dad was feeling like he was about to pass out. So the doctors rushed in and I think my dad was trying to get up or something like that, to stand up, to like talk to us or something. And he ended up like saying like, I'm about to pass out. I don't feel good. So he ended up passing out and falling down, and then they ended up calling the doctors in and they had to help him in. I think they gave him an IV and stuff. So I'm at a young age seeing that, you know what I mean? That was like hurting me, to be honest. That was hurting, well, the whole family. I know it's hurting my mom. So seeing that, even after that, bro, like another story, short story, and I'm just giving y'all this to kind of see how, I guess, the worry and health conscience of stuff added up in my life, because it was more so like, I feel like it was like a trauma dang near. Mom, a lot of people don't even know, and the close ones, and I don't even like speaking on the story, but I feel like God using my life as a testimony. And that ain't to make it seem like I'm better than anybody, or God using me that he ain't gonna use you. God using us in different type of ways. But Everybody got their own story, and I feel like God wants me to use and speak my what I've been through in this to help other people. So like with my mom, my dad was in the hospital. He was in the hospital. That was going on. My mom had a constant worry. I feel like worry and stress. She was still believing God, but it was still like, yo, what's going on? Yo, this and that. So it actually was crazy. My mom ended up kind of like having a mental breakdown. She had I think it was a mental breakdown or a nervous breakdown. So her mind was racing. Her mind was going, like, it was just going insane type thing. So I think we came home from school one time, and this is when because my dad was going in and out the hospital. So this is when he was kind of, I wouldn't say getting better, but it was a sense of like, he could walk around and, you know what I mean? He couldn't do everything, but do stuff still. So, hold on, that's complaining. But while that was going on, I think, like I said, my mom had a mental nervous breakdown. So we came back from school. And then when me and my brother came back from school, all I remember is we went to my dad's room. My dad had said, your mom's not feeling good or something like that. I'm trying to go get your mom. We was like, where's she at? You know, she was walking through the house prancing. Like, she kept asking the same questions. She was like, are you okay? Or how was school? And she would keep asking it over and over again. It's like when she had a mental breakdown, she was just like, when she had the breakdown, basically like asking the same questions. Like, she was prancing back and forth. She wouldn't make sense when you would have conversation with her. Like, it was on that type of time, and it was going through the whole night. So she ended up falling asleep. And then the next day, my dad was taking us to school, drop us off at school, and she was in the car with us, and she kept asking, like, where are the boys going? Like, why are they leaving? Why are they leaving? No, they're not leaving. So she wouldn't let us go to school. She would say, no, they're not going nowhere. They're not going, you know what I mean? Like, oh, they can't go to school. They got to stay home. Why are they going to school? Why are they leaving? And she would be asking the same questions. That day we went to school, and then when we came back, this is when she was leaving the house and walking around the neighborhood and stuff like that. And that's when we had to call the ambulance or police or whatever, and they had to hold her down and stuff. And then she had to go to the hospital, and then they took her to a psychiatric hospital. I think that's what it's called. Me and my brother couldn't even see her for a little minute because of that. And by the grace of God, I don't even know how, one of my godmother was able to get her out of that. And usually they're usually not even allowed to, you know what I'm saying, get out of it that quick. But I don't even know how it happened. But that's just a little story of it. Like, that's not even the whole story, but just stuff like that is what kind of built up me being worried about the what ifs, or what if this happened, or like just not trusting God. Like, I was more so like, I wouldn't say I was mad at God, but it was more so like, if God's so real, like, why? And I know everybody asks this question, but I was so deep into it, like, I would be like just mad, like, why? Because after everything was going on, my mom was still going hard for God, and I just couldn't understand it. I'm like, bro, we're in the same position. Like, why are you still, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I was thinking. So I just kind of went my own route, and I was just more so like, bro, whatever, bro, it's and that. So I kind of built up anger along the way, and I was and it was like an anger type of sense of like, I was really just hurting, like it was, and I ain't really speak on it. And it's hard for me to speak on it now because I don't even like to say that I'm hurting. So it's like me, but I know God want me to speak up, because me being me, that's how I was when I was young. I was so like worrisome. I was just so pissed and mad that, Phil's chill, Phil don't talk, Phil. I was always a person that, even when I'm around people, I'm goofy and stuff, of course, but I guess more so like, when I'm like, don't get me wrong, I'm still a chill person, but it was more so in the sense of like, I ain't want to speak. I would just be thinking so much and like worried about my mom, worried about my dad, worried if it's gonna happen to me, worry of this, worry of that. And that was just kind of on my mind like daily growing up. And it built up over time for sure. I feel like it definitely built up. Now I feel like I'm more so, and I would say it still come in, like worry and stuff still come in, but I'm more so like poised on it. Like, I don't really worry about a lot of things that I really can't control as much. And I feel like it still come in. I ain't saying I'm the best person, or I don't fear it, but I feel like just me walking with God and trusting God and just having a relationship with God, and God showing me things where I'll be like, okay, yeah, he definitely will, just because of that. I'll probably say a lot of the worry off is spending time with God and trusting him that he got your future, that he taking care of each and everything in your life. And I know sometimes he ain't say it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, all good and fairy tales type vibe. Like, you gonna go through something. That's what I had to learn myself. And some it might be worse than others, but it don't mean that he don't love us. It don't mean that it ain't whatever we want, it ain't gonna work out for us or this and that. But I think that was the main thing. And just another thing that helped me out, I feel like it'll help y'all. Like, every time I had fear or worry or doubts of stuff that was going on, I would go attack it. So that's why y'all would see me do things of cold showers in the morning. I did cold showers for I'll probably say 2.5 weeks straight, because I was in a sense of battling my mind that I don't want to trust my own thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody got their own negative thoughts or this and that, or complaining like, oh, I can't do that, or oh, I can't do this, you know what I mean? I feel like just taking from yourself and say, I'm gonna do it anyway. Even if you walking up to the thing and this doubt still coming on. I say go do it. You know what I mean? And that's what I started to apply to my like daily schedule in life, is attacking everything that I fear. And that's why y'all seen I was doing hikes, zip line, and like now I'm about 2 years ago, I probably just started overcoming that by literally trusting God and attacking it. Another point is like, we trying to control the future, but we don't, you know what I'm saying? We having so many what ifs. So what if this gonna happen? What if I do this? We be having a whole movie. I got this off a sermon, but we have a whole movie in our head. 100% of that movie ain't never happened. And then when it don't go that way, we don't ever look back and be like, yo, that thought that we just had, it wasn't nowhere near of how it went down. You know what I'm saying? So I started to learn that. When I started thinking, I'll be like, bro, that thought I just had, it ain't even happen at all type vibe. Another thing I started to realize, bro, like, and just worrying, bro, is another thing of cause of sickness and disease, bro. I feel like worry is the number one thing of how people sometimes even get cancer. Of course, it's diet-wise and too, what we eat. But that's another thing wise of how people get cancer, how people get, we try to cover up things with, like, we worry so much that we get anxiety, so we cover up things with, you know what I'm saying, just worldly stuff. And I think that's why we struggle so much, because we're not covering it up by using God. And I know everybody wants to sound cliche, like, here you go, another person talking about God. Like, that's coming from me, bro. I used to doubt God OD. Like, I still was an Instagram person of, I'll post a quote, but I still be like, I'll be more so posting a quote because I wanted my own success. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want God's success. I wanted more so of my own. So I'll be wanting to get to the league or that type vibe. So much other points that I done had, but sometimes it be like that. You do a video and then you have so many points in your head, you was thinking so much, and sometimes you don't speak it, but I ain't the type of person to really write down my stuff. I'm going off the top of my brain, going off what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, you know what I mean? Another thing that helped me out, like, we trying to do God's job. Like, having a what if is we're trying to predict the future. Like, what if this go wrong? What if this happened? Or what if woo happened? Like, you trying to predict the future in the sense of, what if it go wrong? But what if it go right? You feel me? You always gonna have that type of vibe, but that's how you gotta walk. Like, when you in the will of God, or you trying to do, you having a heart of, I just want to do whatever God want me to do, you're not gonna fail, bro. I'm telling you. And I feel like I was failing so much because I was trying to do it in a sense of my way. I wanted to go like this because I would have so many thoughts in my head, like, oh, I done been through so much already. I'm gonna go to the league. I ain't gonna do this, and then I get hurt. You know what I'm saying? So worry is a waste of time. I start to know this worry, doubt, and fear are all the same thing. All you doing is you wasting your time, wasting your thought. You could be thinking about something else you could be thinking about. And I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. After you watch this video, you might not even take it in and be like, that mug ain't helping now. It's an illusion so much. Sometimes you just gotta let go, bro. Like, that's what I started to learn now. Sometimes you just gotta let go. Like, I can't control this. I can't, no matter what I think, it ain't gonna be on me. I'm gonna let God handle it. So when I start putting all that on God, because everybody got their own ways of how this or how that. He tell us to cast our worry, everything on him, on him. I cast worry, cast anxiety, depression, all on him. So when I started to think like that, and like, yeah, when I started doing that, I started to feel way better. I started to feel like a weight off my shoulder. And I think a lot of people got it twisted of, in the sense of, oh, he probably eating healthy just because he's scared, because what happened to his parents or this and that. And I was, before I was, for sure. I'll keep the buck. I was, for sure. But as I started to do it, as I started to change my thought, change my thinking, spending time with God, it's more so in the sense of, I want to be the one to break the chain. I want to be the one to break the cycle in my family. That's what I'm thinking on. So any person that, oh, you going too hard, or I used to get heated when somebody said, you going too hard, you really ain't gonna do this. I'm like, and I used to get mad, like, but you don't even know half the stuff I done been through. You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't have been doing that. I should have been thinking like that because they don't know. So I can't get mad at them of what they don't know. You know what I mean? Sometimes just people ain't gonna understand you. People ain't gonna know what you got going on doing. And you gotta be fine with that. You don't gotta explain everything to everybody of why you do what you do. And that's what I had to sit down and learn and take in, like, okay, I mean, people don't know my story, but it is what it is. Well, you know what I'm saying? I done got skinny. Now they gonna think I'm rude, or think I'm sick or rude. I gotta live with that. They don't know what I've been through. They don't know what the vision I got. The thing is, I don't wanna ever go through what I went through again. And that's how I keep it. I wanna be able to have a son, a wife, whatever God bless me with. I wanna be able to be there for as long as I can. And I wanna take them wherever they wanna go. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think in my head. I wanna be there. I don't want them to be going in and out the hospital and worry about if their dad isn't gonna make it out or this and that. I want them to be like, okay, my dad here, he ain't going nowhere. So that's how I think on it. And you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't just be, I could easily be like, well, I'm gonna just start later, bro. Just start now, bro. Start while you young. Because it build up, you know what I'm saying? So I hope this video helps somebody out. I know y'all probably don't know the full story about what went down, but it's just a little something that went in my family of why I be going so hard, or why I be doing what I do for it. With this YouTube channel, I wanna just show people clothes, and I love clothes. Don't get me wrong. It ain't bad to have that type of stuff, but I wanna do this channel more so to, you know what I mean, help people get closer to God, help people show that it's bigger than just money. I wanna help people. I want people to look at me like, yo, feel better in himself. Phil trying to help other people. Phil trying to show other people life is better than where you at right now. Instead of just, yo, Phil got money, Phil got Louis Vuitton, Phil got this. I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person that, oh yeah, Phil helped that person. Phil changed a lot of people just from his influence. That's how I'm feeling. That's what I want to do. I ain't here to, like, I don't want people to get me twisted over. I'm here to flex. I'm here to, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to show people I got this, I got that. Like, you ain't having this. Nah, I want to be able to show love to everybody, treat everybody the same. I ain't better than nobody with or without money. You know what I'm saying? I'm the same as y'all with or without money. That's how I'm rolling. So that's it for today. That's what's been on my mind, and then I'll probably do some more of these videos for sure. Stop the worrying, stop the doubting, stop the anxiety, and it's easier said than done. But yeah, get out and live, my boy. About that time. For sure.